Hey guys, sorry it's been a while since the last video. Hope you're all keeping safe and following the government guidelines. Only going out if you absolutely need to, and obviously if you are having to go to work, then just obviously be very careful. And of course, thank you to the NHS for everything that they're doing for us. I mean, it's an incredible job that they're doing, and also thank you to the key workers, people in the supermarkets. I've put up with a lot of nonsense through panic buyers and probably people just being very disrespectful. I just want to apologise for not doing a video for a while, but I mean, obviously, with there's been no football on, there's not really a whole lot to talk about. But obviously, with everything going on in terms of Scottish football at the moment, there is actually a lot to talk about. Now, I want to make a kind of few points, some things I want to kind of go over. For starters, how come the chairman of Celtic Football Club, Peter Lawwell, is involved in the UEFA committee? I mean, surely that's a conflict of interests. I don't think that that's fair, and I'm sure if it was back in the day and David Murray was in that position, the Celtic fans wouldn't be too pleased either. So I don't understand that. I'm not gonna get involved in conspiracy theories here. We're just gonna kind of talk about this normally. As always, with Scottish football, this has just been dealt with absolutely horribly. Just been completely bungled with the whole nonsense about Dundee were going to vote no about ending the season. Now they're going to vote yes. I mean, was there outside pressure? We really don't know. But at the end of the day, whether I feel Celtic were going to win the title or not is not really applicable here. The fact of the matter is, I'll be honest, I think they would have obviously retained the title this season, but there was two old firms to go. Rangers had a game in hand, so I mean potentially, and I'm not saying that this would be, but I mean obviously potentially mathematically that could be a 9 point swing. So I mean, in that regards, things would be far from over. And then if you look in other leagues as well, Juventus are 1 point clear of Lazio. I mean, would they be declared champions for? I think it's the eighth time in a row. Then, I mean that's not right. Barcelona would be champions of, or is it Real Madrid that's top? I can't remember which one of them's top, but one of them's top by 2 points, and they would be declared champions. It's just it's nonsense in my opinion. Obviously, the situation sucks. I mean, with the coronavirus, I mean that is the big thing. People staying safe and stuff, but I mean, as always, just dealt with absolutely horribly in terms of Scottish football. I mean, if I was Hearts, for example, if I'm not going to make this a Rangers thing, I mean, they're far from relegated. I mean, if I was them, I would be very, very unhappy about this because they're going to be relegated to the Championship if obviously this is what's going to happen when they're far from relegated, which means they're going to have a loss of revenue. It's just boggles the mind, to be honest. So I mean, if I was them, if that happened, yeah, I definitely would seek legal action because I mean, it could certainly have some ill effects on them. They could lose some of their top players, for example, because not be able to afford to pay them that when they're in the Championship. Just want to make another couple of points. Sutton was saying that Celtic should be handed the title. Lennon was saying the same, but Lennon also said that if Rangers were in this situation, that he would be unhappy if they were handed the title. So I don't understand that. And then Sutton also said that Liverpool shouldn't be handed the title. Now, I think it would be absolutely ridiculous, regardless of whether the season goes ahead or not, that Liverpool don't win the title. I mean, it's obvious that Liverpool are going to win the title. And yes, I know there's going to be Celtic fans jumping on this and going, it's obvious that Celtic are going to win the title. And yeah, maybe it is. But I mean, with Liverpool, I mean, they only need two more wins and there's something like 10 games to go, maybe 8 games to go. I'm not 100% on that, but I know they only need 2 wins to win it. And I mean, it'd be absolutely ridiculous for them not to win their first title in 30 years when they've been so good. They've only lost one league game in the last, well over a year, because they only lost one last season. Yeah, they did, and they've only lost one so far this season, albeit a poor result against Watford. It would be ridiculous if they didn't win it. Absolutely ridiculous. My opinion is very simple. I think that the season needs to end. I think that next season really shouldn't be viewed as important at the moment, but I feel for the integrity. And if that means that Celtic win 9 in a row, then so be it. But I think under this circumstances, I think it's always going to be disputable now whether that's right or wrong, because you should never be handed league titles. I mean, there's obviously the titles that Rangers won during the war back in the day, and they're not counted as part of Rangers titles. So, I mean, it's just been dealt with absolutely horribly. I mean, I do think that it's important across the board to end the season, whether that's Europe and the league, and then we know where we're kind of going from. And if that means starting the season in September, then so be it. Starting a bit later, get rid of the winter break, and you can still play the Euros. There's always ways around these things, but I mean, the most important thing at the moment is for people to be safe and for us to obviously get through this terrible thing together. But yeah, I mean, I know people would have wanted me to kind of come on and speak about this, and it's just I just think it's ridiculous, really. I think that the season just needs to be completed. Whether that's behind closed doors or if that's at a later date, then that's fine. I think at the moment next season's not important, but I think it's important to have a definitive, and not just in terms of winners. I mean, in terms of Hearts relegation situation, in terms of if they were to do this in England, the teams would be relegated from the Premier League. Or if Leeds go up and West Brom go up, there's far too many variables. There's just far too much. I mean, in terms of football, there's far too much money left on the table. And especially when they're saying that players' contracts can be extended because of the situation. So, horribly dealt with by Scottish football, as everything always is. I mean, it's no wonder I've kind of looked at a laughing joke, to be honest, laughing stock. Sorry, but yeah, I mean that's really my thoughts. That's all I'm going to kind of say, and I don't agree with it. And I'm not just talking about it from the Rangers' point of view. I'm talking about it from a Hearts' point of view as well. I just think it's just been completely bungled. But anyway, thank you for watching, and yeah, I mean, if you want to kind of hear me talk about anything else, then you would always just send a comment, or we'll see the lay of the land, I suppose. But yeah, just stay safe, support the NHS, and just keep doing what you're doing.